Yo, what's the business? What the business is? I'm ridiculous, conspicuous. Hit 'em where the niggas live. Hit you where your niggas live. Don't be talking shit. Don't be talking shit. Don't be talking shit. I hit you where your niggas live. See, this is what people gotta understand, man. When it comes to like y'all fighting systems and stuff like that, look, this not me being negative or nothing like that, right? But the influence is real. The influence of, what I'm saying, niggas that use force and thing, that shit real, right? So a lot of the times you got the celebrity, right? And what the celebrity do is kind of create pride. You know what I'm saying? They kind of create pride against like certain things that you already in and stuff like that because they shape it to some way where you feel like, okay, you deserve that, or you want to be that energy, or you want to be that image, or whatever. So that's one thing. Another thing is that, you know, once you start believing that and things of that nature, obviously you're gonna get inspired, you're gonna act on it. And I already kind of broke down, you know, what celebrities is and how celebrities get, um, what they created the celebrity for. Actually, on my video where I was talking about Black culture, Vic Mensa, and that shit, I was pretty much basically breaking down, you know, why you even inspired to be a celebrity and shit like that. Because you inspired to be a celebrity because you trying to get about your situation, right? Now, what is the situation? The situation is a bunch of group of ideas, you know what I'm saying, that came together that got you living in a certain circumstance, right? And so you start, you know, it's kind of like growing up. The best way I can relate it to y'all is like growing up in gang culture, right? You know what I'm saying? Or in yeah, in gang culture or groupthink, right? Because that's like, can y'all hear me all right too? I want to be heard too. Um, of growing up in gang culture, 9 times out of 10, even if you're not a gangster, like let's say Drake Yo the Ruler, rest in peace, right? You gonna end up being a Kendrick Lamar. Basically, you had to kind of be around it. You still had to kind of be influenced, right? And shit like that. If you grow up in those circumstances with those ideas and such, right? So that lets you know on a broader scale when it comes to government and the culture that you're growing up in, far as being colonized and shit like that, and being tailored a certain way. You gonna participate in that gang too, and shit like that. Even if you don't think you're a gang member, right? You know. Now the thing is, knowing that, you know what I'm saying, this can kind of bring you to a certain ease on we all doing the same thing, right? Yeah, it would be nice to hit the lottery. It would be nice to win big or catch a nice blessing or something like that. But if you don't get those things, likely you're going to be, succumbing to the kind of circumstances and the situations around you. Shout out to Do It for Cancer season. It's swag, it's culture. You know what I'm saying? It ain't the TE's like I shouldn't even be wearing this seatbelt because it's dangerous. It's swag, it's culture. You know what I'm saying? go get you that quality shirt. Go get you that quality shirt at Ceito.World. But yeah, so you still gonna succumb to the situations and circumstances around you on some level. You know what I'm saying? Just like if you grew up in gang culture. So like I said, bring that to a broader idea and put that in a circumstance of how you here based upon you being kind of ruled by colonizers and shit like that. So you kind of join that gang too as a black person. So, it's already set up and shit like that based upon, infiltration and them already setting the rules up for you to be kind of like on the lower tier scales of like living, especially if your family was here, a certain lineage, what I'm saying, before a lot of these foreigners and a lot of these new blacks. And I don't want to create, just not to me to create no race war or nothing like that, but, it's like a lot of these, new blacks, what I can say. And these are the people that kind of get baptized in their religion, basically. A lot of their family members was, in military. A lot of them came after, colonization. A lot of so they kind of been baptized and they kind of join the gang easier. If the way you act and your people, y'all kind of if your people ain't like on a 1-2 shift and they kind of, you know, getting destroyed over time and shit like that, you know, this is going to be a testament of y'all never was kind of with the program on some level. You know what I'm saying? So either it could been a desire that y'all had, or it could have been it could have been something. It could have been something that y'all couldn't get over. You know what I'm saying? Or it could have been, you know, just position. Position by colonizers to do that. So this thing has gained so much momentum. Hi, chat. This thing has gained so much momentum that it's not. It's very hard for the a person that's succumbed to their circumstance to change their circumstance. That's why even the privileged people, they be looking at it like, oh, I'm privileged. You know what I'm saying? Hell yeah, you privileged. They look at it like they look at it like this regular life or something. They ain't even look at it like, you know what I'm saying? So it's already in set in stone. It's already a direction basically and thing. So um so this is kind of when it gets to the point of, you know, what are you living for and shit like that, right? And you getting confused with celebrities and stuff like that, and them being seen for certain things of that nature, and you kind of want to make it into that, light too, or be seen into that light too, and things. And this kind of creates a certain self-importance, self-pride, where, even if you don't make it, you still treat your family members different. You still treating like, the people, because you got this self-importance and you want to carry that out. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, on some level, that could be important and good, but on some levels, that could be negative based upon like, you know, what is at here at your circumstance, because you can start treating relationships negative and being, condescending to certain people, and like, yeah, so it can get really negative. You know what I'm saying? Certain pride, and so this kind of brings you to, you know, you acting out and shit like that, and that could go into negative areas too. Now, one thing that it's important is for you to have the right mental processes and the logic around stuff. You know what I'm saying? And that kind of comes with a lot of things. That's not, logic is even made out of, um, a spiritual substance. Us, aka us all here. Like, this is a whole different type of ass experience. It's a whole, what I'm saying, new ass experience. So, even how you get there, but like I said, for the most part, this kind of pushes you in a situation that, okay, we all doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? And it's already a direction and shit like that. And it's about dealing with yourself. Because at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Pride. Pride be the issue. Oh, shit. Yeah, pride be the issue and shit like that. And pride can get you in trouble. Pride can get you in trouble because it kind of creates um, this self-importance. And then once you start believing into that self-importance, and you probably might not be getting that feedback in the actual world and shit like that, you start letting that you can start letting that pride drive you to certain mental concepts where now you're developing other thoughts and feelings about like what you deserve and shit like that, and that can go into negative situations and circumstances, and uh, that's something you're building on. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't get ahead on what you're building, you know what I'm saying, on a mental level, then like you'll start creating your own demise or your own destruction type shit. So the thing is kind of understanding we all doing the same thing, right? We all doing the same thing and shit like that. And then not being discouraged that your way don't gotta look like somebody else's way. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. Because a lot of people, you may perceive that a lot of people is on a certain um getting a certain thing, you know what I'm saying, that you not. But and that may be true. But once you start realizing that yours ain't gotta look the same way as everybody else's and shit like that, um, and once you start accepting that as a fact, it brings you to um, more the truth and shit like that, and it just brings you to an equilibrium state, an equilibrium place in what you're doing, you know, because it starts killing away that pride. You know, oh, mine gotta look like, you know what I'm saying? And then that brings you into a more creative mindset where now you can kind of play with that image. You know what I'm saying? Now you get that image life. You know what I'm saying? Instead of death. Because if you stuck into like how I gotta look, then what you doing all day? You're not even, you know what I'm saying? You're not trying to put no ability in it. You just, like I said, you're building a mindset on how whatever you're doing ain't right, type shit. And I'm not saying everything that you do is right. Absolutely, you gotta have some reason about what you're doing and whatnot. It would be good to have some reason about what you're doing. I'm gonna go to the different because this kind of determines like how well you can take your circumstance and be the winner out of your circumstance. You get what I'm saying? I'm telling you, like this is this some whole different shit. Like this, even if a person, this is what people do. This is the mindset that people be in when they actually break, beat a beat a person in their family. You know what I'm saying? That like that don't have a support system type shit. Like if you one of them that don't like got the support system and shit like that, this is how this is the mindset that type of person be in to like become the person, that kind of, and this is like a mental mathematic. It's like it's like a version of it's like a version of magic. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of our what our mind is made up, you know, correlates with the world. So there's different types of elements and shit like that that you can kind of fuse together to like have certain outcome. Just like how you have something on your mind and you express that. But overall, um, time is night. Shout out to India. The time, you said the time is night. The time is night. Well, shout out to y'all over there. And that's why YouTube is interesting because like it's so worldwide. Like you have people from different types of things. So yeah, so it ain't that really like that people don't know what's going on, right? It ain't that. It ain't that people don't know what's going on. It's you gotta use your own version of it. You gotta do your own version of it, type shit. You get what I'm saying? That's how you can have a person like me. I look like I'm doing like what everybody else doing, but it's something about me that says, man, what he doing is different. What he doing is individual and shit like that, right? Now let's say that I get distracted in statistics and shit like that, right? I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing. I wouldn't even be able to have the mindset or what I'm saying, the spark. And like I said, it's about what you do with it too. Um, yeah, shout out to the chat. It's about what you do with it too. You get what I'm saying? So this kind of is going to bring the new creativity to the world. You know, because ain't no other type of creativity going on. Like it's like in the industry has became a template. You feel me? Like the industry has become a template. It's like you can just do this and now you know what I'm saying? But like I said, everybody doing their own thing. It's just like how you do it is different. How you do it is different. This is why even little certain little rappers catch. Like you have like 10 of the same looking rappers. They all look like Young Thug, and one of them like just got this energy. And I say they all doing the same thing, but how this person do it is different. Now I'm not saying that's the right thing to do or whatever, but I'm just giving you an example. You know what I'm saying? And the more you get caught up in, see, and I ain't trying to turn this into a sermon either. It's just an energy though. You get what I'm saying? Because ain't really nothing wrong or right about what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? I might be wrong, but but you know, that's what it's about though. It's an energy. It's an energy thing. You got to be able to fathom and understand. You know, but yeah. Other than that, your sunglasses is the beautiful. I appreciate it, man. I need glasses and stuff like that. Check out the details. Check out the details. Shit. Tripping that your shit don't like everybody, or that's like you doing something everybody else doing, but you ain't getting the same feedback that this person getting and stuff like that. What that mean? It don't look like everybody else. It don't look like everybody else. and how it can look is endless. It got how it can look. Gotta be open to that. You know, don't get lost in that light, right? Right? And that image. Find true individual. That's what it's about. All right? I'm Ceito. Get your ass in the game.